What's up, Nakamas? Welcome back to the channel. For today, we're gonna be unboxing the latest ST14 starter deck 3D2Y from One Piece card game. This is the box. In terms of size, it's the same size as the ST12 one, and it's not with the standard ST01 boxes that we had previously. So let's open it up. Let's remove the seal here. And we're good to go. Let's go. So the box will... there's nothing there anymore. So it comes with your standard paper playmat and the rules sheet on how to play. Then this is your deck. And it comes with your dons and the seal. So let's remove this. So you will still have your 10 dons, standard dons, with the One Piece back. Then this is the new leader. Ooh. I like what they did here. Same as the ST12 one. This is embossed. So it's really nice to look at. And it has the One Piece stamp here. So this is basically the same quality as the parallel leaders that we get from the booster packs. So this is the new Mono Black Luffy leader. The effect of this is we add one don, and to give all of our characters +1 cost. If you have a cost 8 or more character, this leader gains +1000 power. So take note that it doesn't say that it's only for your turn. So this will basically increase the cost of all your characters as long as the don is attached to this leader. Next, we have the SRs. We have 2 copies of the 5 cost Sanji. The 5 cost 6k, no counters, and it has an on-play effect that if you have a cost 6 or more character, KO up to one of your opponent's character with a cost 5 or lower. 2 copies of SR Nami, 3 cost 2k, 1k counter, and this is a blocker and has an on-play effect that if you have a character with cost 8 or more and you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, you draw a card. Next, we have 4 copies of, this is a common, Usopp, 3 cost 4k with a 1k counter. We attach one don to this, and when attacking, if you have a character with a cost 8 or more, we get to KO up to one of our opponent's character with a cost 4 or less. So this is interesting. I think this has a pretty strong effect. Then we have 4 copies of Jinbe, 3 cost 4k and a 1k counter. It has an activate main and once per turn effect that up to one of your black characters with a straw hat type will get +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. So I think this is a very good support character for this deck. Next, we have our vanilla 4 cost 6k Tony Chopper and a 1k counter. Nico Robin, this is also a set, 6k 7000 attack. It has an on-play effect, and when attacking, that if you have a character with 8 cost or more, up to one of your opponent characters get -5 cost during this turn. Haredas, this is also a play set, 1 cost 0 but a 2k counter, so a play set of 2k counter is always welcome. It has an activate main effect that you may rest this card, give up to one of your black characters with a type of Mugiwara +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then if you have a cost 8 or higher character, draw a card and discard a card. 4 copies of Frankie, 5 cost 6k, and a 1k counter. So we can attach one Don to this, and during your opponent's turn, if you have a 6 cost or more character, this character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects, and it gains an increase of plus 2000 power. We have a playset of Vanilla Brew, 5 cost 7k with a 1k count. Playset of Heracles. So a 1 cost 2k, a 2k counter. So it's really nice that for these decks we have full playsets of 2k counters. So it has an activate main effect that you may rest this card to give up to one of your black characters with the type of Straw Hat plus 2 costs until the end of your opponent's next turn. 2 copies of 8 cost Luffy, 10,000 power, and if you have a cost 10 or more character, then this character gains Rush. Wow. A full playset of another Vanilla. This is Zoro, 6 cost 8,000 with a 1k counter. And for our events, we have only 2 copies of this 1 cost Gomu Gomu no Giant Rifle. It has a counter that if you have a cost 8 or more character, your leader or up to one of your characters gain plus 3,000 during this battle. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I think we're gonna need 4 copies of this though. And it has a trigger that we can add up to 1 2 cost or lower card from our trash to our hand. Also have 2 copies of this. It's basically the combination of the 3 attacks for Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. So we have a Gum Gum, Diablo, Free Sword Style, Muton, Jet, 600-pound cannon. And it's a 2 cost event. As a main, your leader or up to one of your characters gain plus 3,000 for this turn. Then, if you have an 8 or more cost character, we get to KO one of our opponent's cost 2 or less character. Only 2 copies of this I Have My Clue. We get to draw 1 card, then up to one of our characters get plus 3 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. This one, we definitely need 4 of this if we want to stay on the theme of this deck. Oh, I'm pretty sad. I was expecting we'll get a full playset of our stage, but we only have 2 copies of this Thousand Sunny. It's a 1 cost black stage that all of our black characters with the type Straw Hat crew will have plus 1 cost. So this is pretty awesome. So we have this and we have our leader with a 1 Dawn. Basically, all of our characters will get plus 2 cost. So it would be very easy to have the cost requirements for our card. It has an on-play effect that if our leader is a Straw Hat, then we draw a card. So it basically replaces itself. This is a very good card and I think we need 4. All of our events come with only 2 copies, and of course the SRs come with only 2 copies. So if you want to build this deck, I would suggest buying 2 copies. This is the deck contents. I hope you guys like it. Personally, I would have loved for this to have like more copies of the events, especially the stage. These are all commons though, so I'm not sure why they didn't include more copies of it. I was a bit skeptical on the if you have cost 6 or more or 8 cost or more effects. And of course, this 8 cost Luffy cares about like a 10 cost for it to have Rush. But after looking at the entire deck list, I think they did a pretty good job building this deck though. If you're still watching up to this point, then you're not just a nakama, but a super nakama. And thank you very much for your continued support. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so that you'll be notified in my future One Piece videos. So yeah, have a great day everyone, and see you in the next video.